3 minutes. Thank you, Wendy.
Hello. My name is Gwendolyn Wendy Jones, and I'm a Libertarian candidate for Delaware Senate 6. I want to impress on you what a wonderful opportunity it is to address this group in this beautiful location. Delaware Senate 6 presents a unique opportunity to start with a clean slate. I think a lot of the people are rather tired of the heavy politics and infighting with the major two parties. The Libertarian Party is constitutionally based and principally founded. That's who I am, that's what I do, that's where I was, and that's where I'll be. And if you're not that familiar with the Constitution, that is something that I would look forward to helping present and helping you understand. I've been a resident here in Delaware Senate 6 for 11 years. I grew up at the Naval Academy. My dad taught chemistry there for 35 years, and the principle of honor, diligence, honesty, and dedication to service is that's what I learned at the Naval Academy. At that point in time, in that period of time, they were not accepting women. So I went on into the marine trades and a very wide background. I drive professionally for Cape Henlopen School District, and I also own a small marine business. And in fact, I've driven a bus in this racing community. I've always admired the wonderful property, and I look forward to reducing the opposition and roadblocks that businesses have in making sure that everybody has food on their plate and a nice roof over their head in the school of their choice to which to send their children. And as far as the gross receipts tax and the pro-business, I like to see that reduced. I like to see that eliminated. I like to see the estate tax rescinded or sunsetted. I see lots of opportunities here to make things better, and I would like to make plain I don't have a lot of the big party politics, the complications, and some of the infighting that I've seen a lot of in the major two parties. Libertarian Party and myself, I believe, represent a fresh perspective, and I would recommend if you like what's going on, you like the way things are, then just keep on doing what you've been doing. If you'd like to look for a change, if you'd like to look for a fresh perspective, and you admire and respect the Constitution and those principles, then I believe that I'm your candidate, and I will do my utmost to make sure that I live up to those expectations. Thank you very much.
Good. Thank you, Wendy. Our next candidate will be Ernie Lopez. Ernie, you want to go ahead and make your introduction?
Dennis, thank you. Wendy, thank you. And I'd like to take a moment just to thank everyone here in this room, members of the Chamber, Carol and Kate for setting up such a wonderful program and a luncheon. Janice and I don't get out on dates often, but here we are having lunch together, my wife. And before I say anything else, I want to thank my wife, Janice, for being here today. She has been the rock, not only of our family, but she's an incredible person who does all of us here in this district a great service as the Assistant Dean for Graduate Students in the College of Earth, Ocean, and the Environment at the University of Delaware, one of the finest research facilities in America, which just so happens to be right here in the 6th Senatorial District. Folks have asked me, Ernie, tell us what it is that you do for a living. I have the honor and privilege of being the State 4-H Volunteer Coordinator at the University of Delaware. I coordinate all the risk management, retention, and recruitment programs for the largest youth development program in the state. 64,000 children each year in Delaware are touched in one way, shape, or form by our outreach in 4-H at the University of Delaware. I work very closely with our 3,500 volunteers, and I'm very proud to be the person, along with other colleagues of mine at the university, who started the first criminal background check for 4-H at the University of Delaware about 6 years ago. I've spent 13 years at the University of Delaware. I have a bachelor's degree from Gettysburg College in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and a master's and a doctoral degree from the University of Delaware. And it's been that work and working with children and families that has helped me earn the respect and trust of so many people throughout Delaware, but especially here in this area, because it has a positive effect on children and families right here in our backyard. When folks, neighbors, friends, people from my civic association and church asked me to run for office, it was because of the fact that I had earned their trust, and they saw me as being someone who could do some good work in legislative hall. There are some serious issues that we need to be focusing in on, and fortunately enough, we have been over the course of the last 9 months as we've been running for this seat. This district, this 6th district that we call home, is the most dynamic district in the state. It is the crown jewel in the state of Delaware. I'm proud and honored and humbled to have the opportunity to serve all of you in Dover. From traffic issues, to public safety issues, to natural resource management issues, to supporting our local economy, the engines of this area, our small business owners and our corporations. I'm looking forward to being a champion, not just an advocate, but a champion for the fastest growing district in the state. We're getting a tremendous amount of support, and while I'm honored to have the endorsement and support of Republicans in the state, it's been amazing and very humbling for me to be getting so much support from Democrats and independents. Thank you again for having all of us here today, and I'm looking forward to answering your questions and concerns. Thank you.
Thank you, Ernie. And Andy Staten, a Democrat.
Good afternoon. It's really terrific to be here. I sat as a business owner and a realtor in this community. I've sat on that side of the table, and it's kind of interesting to be on this side. So I appreciate the opportunity to be here to discuss the candidacy for state senate. In my business and throughout the campaign over the last year, I've had hundreds and hundreds of conversations about what are the issues that are important to this district. And they start to become pretty clear after you have just a few conversations. People have a big concern for education policy, a big concern about strong environmental laws, making sure that we have the proper roads and transportation systems to support our local economy, and to make sure that we're having beaches and waterways in the environment. And but more importantly, or in this environment, it's you, the business community, that have an important stake. The small business community is a bedrock for our local economy. It's a bedrock for our families, and it's a bedrock for everything that we do here. And without it, without the support, without the hard work of everybody in this room, life as we know it today and that quality of life that we have today, it would go away. The central issue to this platform for this campaign, for the 6th district, is about how we preserve the quality of life that we have here, yet think forwardly about what the impact on the growth and demand on is in our environment. So, when you think about through that, what does that mean? It means that we need to do 3 things. Look at focusing on implementing good, smart growth policies in this area. We've grown more than 40,000 people in this county in the last 10 years. And the estimates suggest it's going to happen again. So that suggests that we have really, really strong issues to consider as we go forward. What's the impact on the roads? Because I don't know about you, but I've seen the roads are getting very, very busy these days. What's the impact on our education system in the schools, the construction of schools? What's the impact on our environment? Some of the most important issues to consider as we move forward to make sure that we consider and preserve that quality of life. Second, we need to find a better way to do public transportation. And quite frankly, I think we need to move that to the private sector and implement a public-private partnership for transportation services. In my conversations with many of you, my colleagues and my family who also live here, what I found is that our public transportation system is not meeting the needs of our community. And so I've talked with some of the private service providers in the area, and quite frankly, some of them have said, Andy, we can do it for almost half the cost. There's a real opportunity to start really servicing the community in transportation, and I look really, really forward to working with them. And finally, we've seen a significant growth in the aging community here. That need in that community has been medical services. In fact, in the next 5 to 7 years, labor statistics suggest 3,000 jobs in medical services alone. That's significant. We need to focus on how we're going to attract senior professionals. But most importantly, you have a decision to make today. And who, in fact, can work within the state senate, who can work with the governor, who's got the best ideas, who can move forward on this issue. I really, really appreciate the opportunity to be here, and I look forward to answering your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Okay, now we're going to pose some questions to the candidates, and we'll pose the first question, and we'll have Wendy, you will be the first respondent, and then Ernie, and then Andy for that one. So the first question, these are prepared by the chamber. Question number 1, what do you see as the most important thing that needs to change in Sussex County, and particularly in the 6th District? And how would you approach that challenge? So the most important thing that you think needs to change in Sussex, particularly the 6th District?
I think the impact of the declining economy and the way it impacts people's homes and real estate values, I think it's hard to nail down one. If I had to say one, it was probably the impact of taxes. Too many people, when they get into government, look upon expanding this or expanding that with the thought of bigger government has bigger answers, and they all forget that the bigger government comes with a higher cost. Andy had a good point. He's talking about privatization. I'm all in favor of privatization, and I think small business and